Hi everyone, Yan Zhao back again. Today, Wizards of the Coast dropped a new Unearthed Arcana. This time, we're not talking about new subclasses, we're talking about new spells and magic tattoos. So we're going to talk about the magic tattoos in this video. I think that a lot of homebrew campaigns have used tattoos for different things, like you may use them sort of like John Constantine, where they're items of power. So instead of drawing something or making a somatic symbol as part of the magic component, you would use your tattoos in some way. But now they've codified it, and let's take a look at how Wizards decides to use it. So, magic tattoos. Blending magic and artistry with ink and needles, magic tattoos imbue their bearers with wondrous effects and abilities. Magic tattoos are initially bound to magic needles, which transfer their magic to a creature. The designs of magic tattoos vary greatly in appearance depending on who created it, but they share general characteristics that hint at the effects of the tattoo. So it's kind of an interesting take on it, as we'll get to in a second. There's some things I don't like about that, but some things which are nice. I do find it interesting that the magic is bound to the needle as opposed to the act of creating it itself. In some ways, it makes it like when you find a spell scroll. The magic is in the scroll and then it transfers to whatever effect or whatnot. Having the design of the tattoo also affect the use or give a hint to the use, it's kind of interesting, but doesn't, I don't know, it seems like it can be a bit of a hindrance at times. Once inscribed on a creature's skin, damage or injury doesn't impair the tattoo's function, even if the tattoo is defaced. I'm kind of disappointed at that one. The rarer a magic tattoo is, the more space it occupies on a creature's skin. The magic tattoo coverage table offers guidelines of how large a given tattoo is. So a common tattoo is up to 6 inch, uncommon half a limb or the scalp, rare 1 limb, so we're talking about a sleeve here, very rare 2 limbs or the chest or upper back, and legendary you go full on Yakuza. I don't like that. I mean, I do understand to a certain extent, but it seems like it's kind of a cudgel that a DM could beat a character with. What if, I don't know, you had a druid with a butterfly tattoo on her ankle? You know, it seems like that could be very powerful should the druid choose it to be. Or you could have someone who wants a full-on, full-body tattoo, but it's common or uncommon. To that extent, I kind of don't like how Wizard has now determined for you how your tattoo should look. Variant body modification. These items needn't be limited to tattoos. They can instead be presented as other body modifications such as brands, scarification, birthmarks, patterns of scales, or any cosmetic skin adornment or alteration. Consider the object a magical body modification is bound to instead of tattoo needles, such as branding irons or enchanted dragon scales. So that's nice. I like that they at least codified that, yeah, you can use it for more than that. For people who are kind of stuck with somewhat uninspired or lawyer-like DMs. Tattoo descriptions. The magical tattoos are presented in alphabetical order. They follow rules for magic items as presented in the DM guide. Absorbing tattoo. It's a wondrous tattoo, very rare and requires attunement. This tattoo incorporates designs that emphasize one color more than others. While tattoo is on your skin, you have resistance to a type of damage associated with that color, as shown on the table below. The DM chooses the color or determines it randomly. So they have the table here. Some of it's a little strange, like, why is lightning yellow? That doesn't make sense. Usually the blue dragons have lightning. A white dragon would have cold. I don't know what you could use for force, but like, why not keep it the same color scheme thematics that you do dragons? But at any rate, it's got pretty much all your damage types there. Damage absorption. When you take damage of the chosen type, you can use your reaction to gain immunity against that instance of the damage. You regain a number of hit points equal to half the damage you would have taken. Once this reaction is used, it can't be used again until the next dawn. So use it right before dawn. Tattoo attunement. To attune to this item, you hold the needle to your skin where you want the tattoo to appear, pressing the needle where throughout the attunement process. When the attunement is complete, the needle turns into the ink that becomes the tattoo, which appears on the skin, blah, blah, blah. If you have multiple tattoos, they count as a single magic item with regard to the number of magic items you can attune to. So max of 3 magic tattoos for the average character. If your attunement to the tattoo ends, the tattoo vanishes and the needle reappears in the closest unoccupied space to you. So that's kind of nice. I might want to make it so that, if you blow this enchantment, blow the tattoo, you don't get it back. But it is nice that there is a mechanism that you don't necessarily have to get rid of it altogether. And it is kind of interesting that you could share the tattoo. Like you have a big unicorn with a rainbow tattooed on your chest, and then you don't need it because you have something else, so you give that tattoo to your friend to put on her chest. It's kind of weird, but interesting. Barrier tattoo, also a wondrous item, and rarity varies. This tattoo depicts protective imagery and uses ink that resembles liquid metal. While you aren't wearing armor, the tattoo grants you an armor class depending on the tattoo's rarity, as shown below. You can use a shield and still gain this benefit. If you found this needle, or you buy it, or go to a tattoo shop somewhere. So with an uncommon rarity, your AC is 12 plus your dex modifier. A rare one would be 15 plus dex modifier. Very rare, 18. This can be quite handy, especially if you have a character like, let's say, a wizard who normally couldn't use armor, and they kind of have a real low AC and they're getting hit all the time. Especially if you had a very rare one, plus a shield spell, that's AC of 23. That makes it pretty tough. Coiling Grasp Tattoo. This one is uncommon and also requires attunement. This tattoo has long intertwining designs. While the tattoo is on your skin, you can, as an action, cause the tattoo to extrude into inky tendrils, which reach for a creature you can see within 15 feet of you. The creature must succeed on a DC 14 strength save or take 3d6 force damage and be grappled by you. As an action, the creature can escape the grapple by succeeding a DC 14 check. Grapple also ends if you halt it. No action required. If the creature is ever more than 15 feet away from you, or if you use this on a different creature. This is a pretty nice feature, especially if you have some kind of a melee fighter and you want to grapple the guy. I could easily see fighters, barbarians, or monks using this feature. Actually, this could be quite nice for monks, especially since in D&D 5e, strength is somewhat of a dump stat. It's not exactly a dump stat, but usually you need to max out your wisdom and your agility, and then you want to max out constitution because they don't have the greatest health. So that really leaves strength kind of down in the dirt, but you often need it for hand-to-hand combat if you want to grapple someone. So I can see that as a nice augment. Eldritch Claw Tattoo. It's also uncommon. This tattoo depicts claw-like forms and other jagged shapes. While the tattoo is on your skin, your unarmed strikes are considered magical for the purpose of overcoming immunity and resistance to non-magical attacks. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with unarmed strike. If you've got a monk that's under level 6, this could be quite handy. Also, the +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls is always helpful, especially when you're forced to use unarmed strikes. Eldritch Maul. As a bonus action, you can empower the tattoo for 1 minute. For the duration, each of your melee weapon attacks can reach a target up to 30 feet away from you, as a tendril of ink launch from your weapon or unarmed strike towards the target. In addition, your melee weapon attack deals an extra 1d6 force damage on hit. Once used, this bonus action can't be used again until the next dawn. To me, this Eldritch Claw tattoo is definitely one of the better attacks, especially for the classes that, like we mentioned before, fighter, barbarian, monk, somebody who maybe generally needs to be up close and personal, but perhaps you'd like to fight further away. Plus, since this lasts up to 1 minute, this is handy. There's a lot of fights, especially for monks, where because they generally have lower hit points, they may get crushed if they get hit. So being able to use the melee weapon from 30 feet away is a huge advantage. Also, they'll have 2 attacks. So if you're using your melee weapon attack, you get an extra d6 force damage on a hit. Well, theoretically, you could get 4 hits in 1 round because you would get 2 on your regular attacks, and if you crank out Fury of Blows, that's another 2. So that's an extra 4d6 damage for up to 1 minute. I mean, that's pretty boss. I would definitely want to get this Eldritch Maul tattoo. Blood Fury tattoo. This tattoo evokes fury in its form and colors, and you get the following benefits. Your attack rolls score a critical hit on a d20 roll of 19 or 20. When you score a crit against a creature, the target takes an extra 4d6 necrotic damage, and you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to the necrotic damage dealt. When a creature you can see damages you, you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against this creature with advantage on your attack roll. Dang, man. These last 2 tattoos are pretty awesome. I could definitely see a barbarian or a monk, or even some forms of a fighter, but a barbarian, especially since one of the later levels, sorry, I can't remember offhand, I think it's like 9, you start to get extra damage on your crits. All right, Illuminators tattoo. Tattoo can, which is a common, but it does require attunement. This tattoo contains beautiful calligraphy images of writing implements and the like. While the tattoo is on your skin, you can write with your fingertips as if it were an ink pen that never runs out of ink. As an action, you could touch a piece of writing up to 1 page in length and speak a creature's name. The writing becomes invisible to everyone other than you and the named creature for the next 24 hours. Either of you can dismiss the invisibility. Kind of nice, especially flavor. Could be good for bards writing books and whatnot. Secret messages for spies. Lifewell tattoo. This tattoo comprises symbols of life and birth. You have resistance to necrotic damage. Death ward. When you be reduced to 0, you drop to 1 hit point instead. It's also very handy. Ghost step tattoo. It's rare. This tattoo shifts and wavers on the skin. Parts of it appearing blurred. The tattoo has 3 charges, and it regains all expended charges daily at dawn. As a bonus action, while the tattoo is on your skin, you can expend one of the tattoo's charges to become incorporeal till the end of your next turn. For the duration, you gain the following benefits. You have resistance to bludgeoning and piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. You can't be grappled or restrained. You can move through creatures and solid objects as if they were difficult terrain. If you end your turn, okay, you take that normal damage. Ghost Step, also pretty darn awesome. Masquerade Tattoo. This tattoo appears on your skin as whatever you desire. As a bonus action, you can shape the tattoo into any color or pattern and move it to any area of your skin. Whatever form it takes, it is obviously a tattoo. It can range in size from no smaller than a copper piece to an intricate work of art that covers all of your skin. As an action, you can use the tattoo to cast the Disguise Self spell. Once the spell is cast, it can't be cast again until the next dawn. Quite nice, quite nice. Common, very good for rogues and whatnot, anyone who's playing sort of a sneaky or infiltrative character. Maybe even for bards for performances. Spell Wrought Tattoo contains a single spell of up to 5th level wrought onto your skin by the magic needle. To use the tattoo, you must hold the needle against your skin where you want the tattoo to appear. Okay, yeah, we saw that. All right, here we have the levels and the rarity. So cantrips and first levels are common with +3 modifiers. Uncommon are 2nd and 3rd level spells, and rare tattoos would be 4th and 5th level spells with +4 and +5 modifiers that go with it. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Can you imagine having a monk or, well, actually any melee class and then getting a haste spell that you can use on yourself? Pretty handy. All right, and lastly, we have the Shadowfell Brand Tattoo. This tattoo is dark in color and abstract. While it's on your skin, you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks. Shadowy Defense. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to become a shadowy insubstantial for a moment, reducing the damage you take by half. Once you use it, you can't use it again until dawn. So these are the new tattoos. I think they are pretty cool and they have a lot of nice flavor. The only question I have is they do seem a little overpowered compared to other items of their other, like, let's say uncommon or common magical items. So it makes me wonder how it would work in an actual campaign. It seems that at lower levels where you may start to get magical items, they may be a little bit overpowered, although some of them do nicely complement some of the other character classes that generally don't benefit as much from magic items. All right, so what do you guys think? Are these tattoos cool? Not cool? Only for losers? Or are you going to incorporate them in your campaigns? Let me know what you think down below in a comment. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content. It really helps me out.